Hello, beautiful people. I hope you're having an amazing day. You are a star. Don't let anybody dim your light. Today, we're going to talk about the 13th. I want to share with you my 13th wild mushroom trip. Okay, the visuals, the downloads, the messages that I received from the fungi, the beautiful plant medicine, the universe, source, my higher self, whatever you want to call it, right? I'm just going to go and run down. I'm going to go through the notes that I scripted and share some of the information that may help you on your journey and really just connect some of the dots we're all trying to do in this matrix simulation holographic universe of whatever the fuck it is we're in. So let's try and figure it out together. If you got something to share, feel free to leave a comment down below. Okay, if you haven't added us on Instagram and Snapchat, add us there. Also add us on Daniel J. Allen on the TikTok for funny content. Okay, and for my guides, programs, and services, check out danieljohnallen.com. Let's get right into it. Okay, so wild trip number 13. Okay, going into it, I took about 3 grams. Okay, also just before I go forward, okay, this video is for educational purposes only. Okay, so if you do consume such things, please have a sitter. Make sure you know what you're doing. Okay, don't be stupid. Put yourself in the right environment. Watch my other videos, okay, on how to have a really good trip as well. So it's all about the intention. This is not a fucking recreational drug. It's not something you just do for fun. It's got to be respected. Okay, it's here to teach us, to guide us, to heal us, to help us get out of fucking some deep holes that we might be in. Okay, so respect it. Just respect it. Okay, it's not here to save you. It can save you, but at the end of the day, use it with intent, use it mindfully, and make sure you got someone there to kind of guide you and help you navigate through whatever you're going through, right? So before I go through the notes, the trip was absolutely, just a little rundown, it was absolutely phenomenal. I took about 3 grams and just sat down unexpectedly, think, you know what, it's going to be a shit trip. It's going to be just basic. I'll see some things, whatever. And I was just waiting, as you're waiting, expecting for the things to come. You think, oh fuck, this could just be it. Just go for a walk. But then soon things start to intensify. The visuals start to really blow your fucking mind, and you start to see the liveliness of everything, the trees, the grass, the just everything, right? When you're stuck in nature and you're looking at the beautiful sacred patterns, the geometry, the golden ratios, okay, the liveliness of everything, just the holographicness, the way things move. You might even see trees move synchronistically at the same time, and there's just no way to describe it, right? You're in a completely new world. The veil comes off. You just see things from a whole new perspective. You're so mesmerized. You're just in complete awe by nature, and it's just a beautiful experience. And you become so much more grateful for life because you realize you're caught up with your own issues and your own problems, and there's more to life than those things, which can really help if you're caught up with your bloody own stupid human problems, right? That are all temporary, so so sat down just by a tree, watching the sun go down, seeing all these beautiful families have a good time, and listening to some beautiful East Forest, which I highly recommend if you want to have a beautiful experience, right? Some beautiful mushroom music to really mellow it out and set a nice tone to your experience, right? Create a beautiful environment. So did that, and started to giggle to myself just how in control nature is. You think you're in control, but nature's the one who's in control, right? Nature's the reason you exist. And just got up, started to walk around, and one of the very first things that started to come to me, the very first message was, let life be. Let life be. Let life be. This was the first big message that I received from the mushrooms, right? Why can we not just let life be? And this goes on to everything, right? Let families be, let nature be, let the animals be, let humans be, instead of doing all the time, instead of doing work all the time, instead of trying to feed this machine of a matrix. Let life be. Let people be free. Let people play. Let people express themselves. Let them, be who they are. Let them be absolute themselves, right? Let them express who they are. Let them, be with their families, right? So caught up in this whole system and matrix, and it can be difficult to really be human, right? To be humane. And sometimes these illusions that we get so caught up in chasing money and power and status can really take us away from the essence of humanness, right? So that was the first message that I received, and I continued my walk, and I sat down on this beautiful scene. I sat down on this large tree trunk, and I began to cry because I started to realize just how fucked up this system is, right? That stops us from really living to our human potential, right? And we get so caught up with these things, like I said earlier. So I just wept a little bit, because it was just sad to realize where humanity is at this point, right? Where we are at this point, and where we can be, right? Where we can be unified with nature, with the animals and our bodies and our soul, and just really connecting, right? And so had a little moment, again, went back into nature, was in awe, mesmerized, so grateful and shocked. Slowly made my way towards the center of the park and just sat down, and then I started to receive a hell of a lot of downloads. So pardon me, we'll go through them now. There's about a few points, and the very first one I've got here was the reptilian brain has housed the masses in the lower chakras, right? So the reptilian brain, right, which is responsible for things like money, sex, power, these things, right? This is one thing that really came up, and a lot of the people, the elitists, right, they're unaware of this, but they have more of a reptilian brain, right? So, and which has confused society of the real world, which is, more love, more coming together, more helping one another, right? Instead, a lot of us are just looking out for ourselves, right? Getting caught up with doing these things, with the music, with the movies, with entertainment, with the food, and all these very low vibrational things, right? So that was the very first download that I received. Then another one was, we all seek to find unity, but are constantly fed distractions that have led us away from our hearts, right? So ultimately, humans want to work together, right? When we see someone, maybe not today, maybe if we see someone that has a car accident, naturally our instinct is to help that person, right? If you're a decent fucking human being, right? And a lot of us, we've forgotten what that means. We get caught up in competing with one another. Nothing wrong with competition, but we get caught up with competing with our neighbors. We get caught up with competing with strangers, when in reality, we're here to work together. We can collab. We can find a solution where we both win. We can find a solution where we can both grow and both evolve together, because the ultimate goal for humanity is to rise together, right? To find a way where we can all fucking win, But nowadays, we're too caught up in division. We're too caught up in, you're this, I'm that, you're from here, I'm from there, which causes a lot more conflicts than we need. Conflict is okay, but ultimately, creating this illusion that, we're out here for ourselves, when really we're here for each other. We've forgotten that, but we're all seeking that subconsciously and unconsciously as well. The other one is, this is a funny one. This is a very funny one. So basically, Earth is a BDSM system to experience light and love and enlightenment on a higher level and contrast. So basically, what I meant was, we have created, the universe has created Earth as a sort of environment, right? Where we experience the most absolute worst torture, the worst pain, the worst suffering. Think of the worst things that you could possibly ever think of. It exists right here. Hell exists on this fucking planet, right? Everything. The worst of the worst. Murders, rape, torture, all the worst things that you could ever think of exists here, right? But why? Why would the universe want to do that? Well, let's think of it like this, right? We're in paradise, right? We live out of this matrix, out of this system. We live in the most pure, blissful, the greatest state, right? The most beautiful state, right? The way we can enjoy anything a little bit more, or the way we can enjoy these things is to have some sort of contrast, right? And also, let's just say the universe was a little bit bored, right? Knowing that this plane, right, where we are, it's just a small temporary experience, right? It is a very meaningless experience, right? You go through all of that and realize one day when you exit this whole game, right, you realize, holy shit, those things didn't matter. But I went through them anyway because, one, it gave me experience. One, it helped me to understand love, light, enlightenment, all these beautiful high vibrational state, right? This is one of the many reasons why we've come here, because we want to see how much this mind, how much this psyche can actually take, right? So, going to BDSM, a lot of people gain pleasure from pain, right? Just as what you might do, right? You might gain pleasure from not just the pain of being tortured and things like that, but the pleasure of overcoming these obstacles, overcoming these challenges, because ultimately these things give you experience, right? And it gives you a newer perspective and it helps you to level up in your own game. So that's one thing that I received, right? Weird, funny, I know, but you could easily not be here. Another thing you could also do is easily remove all of these things, right? The suffering, the trauma, by simply doing one thing, and that's just to go back to love, because love diminishes, it gets rid of the pain, it gets rid of the system, it gets rid of these illusions that we continue to suffer and choose to suffer in, right? So that was number 4. Number 5, we've set ourselves challenges to make our lives more interesting and fun, which I just mentioned. And imagine just flying through the universe and you discover, holy shit, this Earth place is pretty fucking difficult, right? And to be human, you've got to do these challenges, right? You might have a challenge with your mum, you might have a challenge with work, you might have a challenge with your partner, and it is the hardest thing that you are aware of, right? So you've decided to become this character, right? I've chosen to be Daniel Allen, who's had difficulties with his mother, being fatherless, right? And I grow up having these challenges like, fuck, this is so difficult. And if I'd chosen an easier path, with my own awareness, maybe in a previous life, right, I had full parents, beautiful parents, but this time I wanted to come around and say, hey, you know what, maybe I'll give it a shot without parents. Maybe I'll give it a shot, with some sort of trauma as a kid, because I want to make this more challenging for myself. Because if this game is on easy, it would be pretty fucking boring. I'd fly through the game, I'd fly through the levels. And what a waste of that opportunity to be here would be, right? So we've deliberately set ourselves challenges with our characters, or maybe they've been already created, these challenges, right? But we've chosen to experience those, so those challenges can make us stronger. Those challenges can help us gain more experiences, and when we have more experiences, we can level up, just like a role-playing game in a video game, right? The next one we've got is, it is our duty to protect the purity of nature and let life be. As I mentioned earlier, that was one big message that I received, and it was to let life be. Let animals be, let families be, let freedom be, let people be who they want to be. So let's stop with the fucking control. Let's stop trying to manipulate others, right? Let's stop trying to play this game where we think that having all the money in the world is going to make us happy, right? It's okay. You're allowed to be a rich motherfucker. There's nothing wrong with that. But to convince people that this is the true life, no, it's not going to be. It's not the real world, right? These things can buy you freedom and happiness and, you know, travel and all these things. But ultimately, it's not going to give you a family. It's not going to give you love. It's not going to give you these other experiences that we came here for, right? These other things are just a little part of the game, right? So let life be, right? Tell your fucking boss, let life be. You know, if you want to go out and experience the world, let life be. Go and experience the world. Go and be with that person. Go and share your thoughts, express yourself, right? Don't let anyone hold you back. This is why I always say from the beginning, don't let anybody dim your light, because we've got to let life be. Things are just being. Animals are being, okay? Nature is being, and we got to be as well. Okay, so that was majority of it. I've also written grateful for what the mushrooms have shared and guided us through. Okay, so this is another one. I don't know how true this is. This is just a message that I received, right? So it's more so about the snake and why a lot of the ancient cultures use it in their hieroglyphics, in you know, their paintings and their messages, and you see it a lot today. You know, maybe in the Illuminati, but the snake is the enticer of men to disconnect from their own truth. It also represents the seeking of portals from this game or this illusion we are trapped in, right? So basically, the snake is constantly shedding its skin in order, right, to evolve to the next level. But the snake does not change. It just continues to be a snake. The snake also represents, you know, the reptilians, right? The reptilians, so to speak, and entice men into the wild and poison their mind, right? With the little serpent tongues, right? Hissing at you. Like, they might seduce you with money, music, sex, power, right? And when the snake or the Maya, right, the Matrix, has you right where they want you to be, right? They grab you, and what happens? You become a part of this game. You become a part of this Maya, right? Another really big thing that I found was that this whole thing, right? This whole entire this grand illusion is really just a like a misty Maya, right? So what we see in front of us, we think it's solid, we think it's it, when in reality, all of it is just some holographic projection to see what we want to see, right? We only see what we want to see based on what the majority or the collective consciousness is depicting in their own mind. So if, for example, we all want to see a tree that's green, tall, like a pine cone shape, we're going to continuously see that based on the information that's given to us in this reality, right? Just in the same way, for example, I saw this very interesting idea, is that you might see the earth as flat because of what you've seen and given, and guess what? The world is going to project the earth is flat to you. But if you've done, say, research and you have a biased view on it being round, you're going to see the world as round, just the same way as anything, right? You might see your mother a certain way, and you're going to project all these ideas onto your mother, and she's going to shape and form the way that you see her based on the information around you and what you feed yourself, right? So that's majority of Wild Mushroom Trip number 13. Ultimately, it was a great experience. It was so blissful. The visuals, I'd love to spend more time just sitting down and just going, this is great. But sometimes the downloads just go crazy, and I've got to jot them down and I've got to share them with you guys, so they might resonate and they might, connect a dot with you, for example. But I think it's so important to share these things. And if you have, please let us know. Leave a comment down below. What downloads have you received? Okay, what messages have you received from mushrooms or the universe or any other sort of psychedelic? I'd love to hear it. Let's create a space and conversation down below. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and press the notification button to stay tuned for more videos. Again, if you haven't added us on the socials, add us on Daniel J. Allen on TikTok, Daniel John Allen on Instagram and Snapchat. And for guides, programs, and services, check out danieljohnallen.com. I appreciate you so much. Check out all the amazing content. Leave a comment down below. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. And if you like this new setup, let me know. If you like this new setup, stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Much love. Stay woke, blessed, and alkalized. Peace out.